Today we're building a lot of highways on really challenging terrain and trying to recreate the famous section of the Brooklyn Queens Expressway at Brooklyn Heights in New York. Furthermore, we connect everything up at a really messy interchange and also build some industrial and residential areas.
Okay, let's go.
At the start, we lay out some arterial roads for the upcoming city on this island. Then we will build the central station, because it's always easier to build around rail infrastructure than squeezing it in afterward. Unfortunately, we only have one train station to choose from, even though you can upgrade it. For the most occasions, it's just way too big if you want to build a suburban rail network, for example. On the other hand, it is also too small at the same time as a central station of a bigger city. Some more variety, like we got it with all the train station creator packs, would be really nice and necessary ASAP. Here I raised the terrain to about 8 meters in height so we can easily bridge the road underneath with rail tracks. It's always super important to separate passenger rail tracks from level crossing roads. For cargo tracks it's not that necessary because cargo trains come much less frequently. I also build it on a pedestrian road to upgrade it later with tram tracks so you can easily transfer from a train to a tram right in front of the station. The upgrade tool with snapping turned off is really convenient for building paths with concrete on one side. You can easily plop the path on the height where you need it and shift it more towards the road afterward. Those little path walls look really nice and I place them all over the city. They work especially well near cliffs. What really elevates the look of a city are height differences all over the place. It looks much cooler if you have slopes and hills here and there, and when you mastered the techniques to build on this difficult terrain, you can achieve some really great results. In this chapter, we extend the industrial waterfront a bit further inland and connect up all the rail tracks coming from the different directions and cargo hubs. As I mentioned before, I leave them on surface level and hope they don't fuck up my traffic. Yeah. As you can see, traffic is horrendous right now on this one road, but the only fact why it is that bad is that the Golden Gate bridge with the outside connection on the other side of the bay is only connected to this small road right now. The bridge will be properly connected to the highway system in one of the upcoming episodes via an interchange, and then the local road only has to deal with local traffic. As if this rail crossing wasn't complicated enough, we'll have to build a whole highway interchange on top of it later on, of course, otherwise it wouldn't be Imperature-like enough. That's a little technique for creating cool tram stops on a tram line next to a road, for example. You have to delete a segment of the tram tracks with roughly the length of one tram and drag a pedestrian path with snapping turned off in between. Then you can upgrade the pedestrian street segment with tram tracks, and now you have platforms on each side. Sadly, we haven't got the option for shelters for trams, but for buses? I don't know. Sometimes the game makes no sense to me. Now I had to connect up all the highways from the different directions somehow, on top of the rail tracks also, of course. As a design reference, I dropped my spaghetti carbonara on the floor and then I came up with this. But jokes aside, this looks really cool, or what do you think? Also, we have now a realistic pillar distance, and that enhances the whole look of road bridges so much. I also hope we will get more different types of bridges with the announced pack. Also, some more textures for retaining walls would be really nice. Some with red bricks or arches or so would be really great. But yeah, they have to improve the core game at first before we're talking about that. I think New York City fascinates me the most out of all cities in the world. I was never there, but definitely spent hours and hours on Google Earth flying around there. Something about the infrastructure and how everything is put together in the most compact way possible on all different levels of terrain is truly special. Here I drew inspiration from the Brooklyn Queens Expressway section at Brooklyn Heights. There the freeway is terraced and kinda stacked on top of each other. This isn't exactly possible right now in the game, but I tried to achieve that look with the cut and fill mechanic as close as possible.
whisper gently saying you don't know how to keep on trying. It shows something's changing in me. It shows now I'm hardly breathing. There's no other way to go. Like a Roma without a goal. That goes till us be baby got this. Now be baby got this. Ooh, 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 ooh. But we both know. So why can't we just give it a go? Step back to like we don't know. 'Cause when with you, everything start making sense. The worries I've been stuck with in bed, turning into fire and flames. And maybe I was a little lost, hoping death and I'd come along. But then again, I wouldn't have known that heaven was mine after all. Daylight, I think I understand now why I was so faithful. Your love in my dreams told me while I was sleeping, all this for free. 'Cause there's no other way to go. Move like a Roma without a goal. And our backbones tell us be baby got this. Now be baby got this. 'Cause when with you, everything start making sense.
I'm especially happy with this part and how the off-ramp is integrated into the terrain. But the highway is obviously not finished here and will be further extended in one of the upcoming episodes. I try to blend it in the best way possible in a highly urban environment.
But then again, I wouldn't have known that heaven was mine after But we both know. So why can't we just give it a go? Step back to like we don't know. 'Cause when with you, everything start making sense. The worries I've been stuck with in bed, and turn me into fire and flame. And maybe I was a little lost, hoping death and I'd come along.
Now I had to blend in everything together and fill the gaps in between the highway and the harbor area from last episode. For that, I zoned some more industry mixed with offices because we still have a crazy demand for workplaces. Also, I think by now my city is the biggest stone producer on earth with all the rock mining specialized industry for the concrete look. Whatever, it's the only possible solution without developer mode right now. In the last chapter, we fill the last remaining gap with a medium-density residential area, inspired by the one on top of the Brooklyn Queens Expressway. In real life, we also have a pedestrian promenade here with a spectacular view of the skyline. I wanted to achieve the same here, and you will indeed also have a skyline view later on in the series. This neighborhood will be really walkable with pedestrian streets, narrow alleys, and corner shops. Here I used the same technique as in my previous video for the Soviet-styled housing estate. I zoned the exact same lot size 3 times next to each other and waited for the exact same building with the same color to spawn. Like that, you have 3 buildings that look like one longer and bigger one. Luckily, LOL. It's not that hard, because we only have exactly one building type to spawn here anyways. And now that we planted some trees to round everything up, we have reached the end of this episode. Let me know what you think about the build and what is my city definitely missing. If you really enjoyed my work, you could consider supporting me on Patreon. For just $1, you get the files for the save game and support me in a direct way. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I can see you with my closed eyes. Thanks for watching.